All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 107. Got Big Ern and the Wanderer here. Say hello, guys.
Hello. Hope you're doing well.
So I got a quick little Ryan's rant, depending on if you guys give me any feedback with this one. So I've been bothered by Hyundai. They were asking me if I wanted to come in and have an appraisal done on my car, and my lease is almost up. It's like up in like December. So they wanted me to go last week. I kept blowing them off. I'm like, this is a waste of time, like whatever. So then I got so tired of them texting me that I went, right? Okay. Just to get appraised. Like, it only takes 15 minutes. So I'm like, all right, fine.
But why are they giving you an appraisal if it's a lease?
Good question. I think they just wanted to basically check my car out.
Okay.
And then if it's worthy, because they were saying my car is in high demand right now, like one of those things, which we all know is bullshit or whatever, because I think every dealership says that. So, long story short, I go over there. They say it's going to take 15 minutes to do the appraisal. So I'm like, fine. I was like, I have an appointment that I have to go to like literally 45 minutes later. I'll go right from there to my appointment, get it done, and I won't have to worry about it. At least I'll have an idea of, basically what they're looking at my car about, like how much it's worth and all this other crap.
Yeah.
As I'm there, first off, maybe the appraisal did take 15 minutes. I was there for almost 45 minutes. And the sales guy sits down with me and starts running numbers. I'm like, guy, what are you doing? He's like, oh, we're gonna get you into a car. Like, we'll take your car. We'll pay the last 6 payments. And I'm like, well, what if I just wait till December and pay my payments? He's like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. Like, it's the same thing. I'm like, so then how does that benefit me? Like, if you're taking over and getting me in a new car, it's your car that I leased from you. Like, you're just getting that car back to sell.
What's in it for me?
Right. Like, he's throwing all these words at me. And then finally, like, I tell him, like, listen, I got to get to another appointment. I just literally came here for an appraisal. So he goes to the manager. He comes back, and he gives me a sheet with a smiley face on it. Says, thanks. And the numbers I saw on this Hyundai Tucson 2025 literally blew me out of the water. I was like, in a bad way, obviously. They wanted me to put almost $6,000 down, or I should say anywhere from $5,000 down to $15,000 down. And then depending on what I put down, they gave me 3 payments per month, depending on how many months. So it was like 24, I think 36 and 48 months, which 48 is way too much. Like 4 years, like enough. But the 36-month payment plan for a 2025 Hyundai Tucson, I'm going to tell you...
A lease
with, and this is just the bare minimum, I think it was $5,000 down. I'll tell you this much. What I pay for my Tucson right now is $450 a month. And I put around $2,000 down. And this was like kind of in the heart of the pandemic in 2022, like when you couldn't get cars, and they say that's why the prices went up and all that stuff. Do you guys want to take a guess how much per month for 36 months they wanted me to buy this car for? With
Tucson.
Same exact car. Just
$5,000 down.
$5,000 down. It's $49.95 technically. So $5,000 down for 36 months. Give me
$600 a month.
What about you?
7.
Not bad. It was $625 a month. I'm like, for $625 a month, I'm like, I gotta be able to get a BMW for that.
You called me in
right
to look at my car.
Correct.
To give me a payment $200 more than what I'm paying now.
Correct.
I'll roll the dice and hope that something crashes in the next 6 months and I can get this car for $200 less than what I'm
Correct.
paying now.
Meanwhile, I said, I've been seeing like commercials on TV and it says, $4,000 down, $350 a month, which is what I was coming in here expecting, even if I didn't expect to buy a car. And he's like, well, okay, well, let's, what will you do? And he's like, how much down would you put? I'm like, none of those fucking numbers. And he's like, well, what would you put down? 0? I'm like, yeah, if I can. But then I got confused. I was like, I'll put max $2,000 to $3,000 down, which your brother always tells me never to put down, which...
Right, with the lease.
Right, but what sucks about that is then your monthly is even more because they put all that into the monthly. I mean, they put whatever you don't put down into the monthly, which pretty much would jack that $625 a month to like $750 a month. I didn't want to do $625. I'm not doing $750. So I was like, I want to be, he's like, how much you want to pay a month? I'm like, around what I'm paying right now is the max that I'm going to pay. I'm like, that's it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So then he's like, all right, let's see if we can get you some discounts. And you could tell this is such a scam because he's like, are you in the military? I'm like, no, but I'm a first responder. Oh, first responder. He's like, do you have Verizon? Yes, I have Verizon. It was like this whole list of discounts. I'm like, why wouldn't you give that to me? Like, I know why you wouldn't give that to me up first, but why wouldn't you give me something up first? This is your number that we're starting with? Is that much? Dude, you're talking to the wrong guy. You know what I mean? So finally, I'm like, listen, I gotta go. I'm like, I'm not getting a car today, dude. I just wanted my thing appraised because you guys said that people are in the market for this car. Like, you're not doing me any favors at this point. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, it's appraised for $18,000. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, just give me one more second. Gives me one more second. He comes back. He's like, we could do 4,000, and it'll be like, you know, like 5 something. I'm like, no, bro, I'm out of here. I literally walk out. I'm driving to my appointment, and I get a text from this guy. If you could do 4,000, I'll waive my commission. It'll be $468 a month, and we'll pay the remaining 6 months of your lease. And I'm like, thanks, but no thanks. Let me know if you get any cheaper on another time.
Right, or I'll give you $15,000 for my truck, and we'll call it a day.
Right, because my truck is pretty good. Like, and I was thinking about that. Like, I might just refinance that thing, and like they'll hammer me out, but like at least I know what I did to the car.
Do you know what the buyout is?
Not yet. I mean, I'm sure it's on my paperwork, but you know, there's ways that I think I could finagle it too. Meaning, like, I know for a fact that all the companies, they let you go month to month up to 6 months after your lease. So theoretically, I could have it for another year. I could have it till next June. Mm-hmm. And then I know everything gets depreciated, but I'm also paying into it still. And then the buyout's got to be cheaper. It's not going to be the same buyout as it was at 6 months before because I've paid more money into it. And I mean, that's something I have to call.
It's ridiculous. It's getting nuts. And the only reason why they're doing that is because even the used car market is so high that they can get good money for your car, because they're gonna, trust me, they're not getting $18,000 for that car if you brought it in. They're getting more than that. So
they're gonna get probably like 23 or something like that. And that's the funny thing, because
so they're gonna get somebody that's gonna come in, finance the car through them, probably paying at the very least what you're paying now for it, plus get you into a car that you're paying $200 more a month on.
They're double dipping. It's nonsense. And the fact of the matter is I probably could just buy it out and finance it, and my payments might be around the same, if not a little bit cheaper. Because if you're evaluating at 18 grand, you know, there's got to be some wiggle room, and I should be able to buy it or make some kind of like deal with them, like, you know what I mean, like when you refinance a car, basically, you know what I mean, like, or if it was like, basically if it was already used car on their lot, they might have it for 18 grand or 20 grand, but they're flexible. They're like, oh, I'll give it to you for 19 or whatever, this, that, and the other. But I was like, Hondas used to be one of the cheapest cars, dude. $600 a month for a mid-level SUV, that's insane.
Crazy.
Anyway. That was my rant for today. It was ridiculous. But getting into some sports right now. Were you happen to be listening to a fan at all today, bro? First off, did you hear Ron Artest or World Metal Peace's interview today?
Oh no, that I didn't hear. I only just listened to a little bit now.
So like this whole thing with Thibodeau being fired, the Knicks or whatever. We'll touch on it briefly. Like, I guess the front runner right now is Jason Kidd, which I don't know. Like, is anyone impressed? Not me.
I mean, would I be terribly upset? No, but I don't think so, because they have, first of all, they have the #1 pick. They're supposed to get this kid from Duke who's supposed to be a superstar. So, like, why would unless but he's still under contract, so they would have to trade for him. I think, right? And
yep. They'd have to give him a 2nd-round pick for him, which I don't even know if he's worth that, because apparently he's almost just like Thibodeau. Like, his personality isn't, but he does the same things that we hated about Thibodeau, like running the starters out there for too long, not trusting your bench. And maybe that's because he had, Luka? right? Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Maybe because he had him and Irving, and maybe that played a factor. But he didn't seem like he's any different than what we had already.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to Ron Artest, and Ron Artest or Metal World Peace was talking to the guys on the midday show, BT and Sal, and bro, he's throwing his hat into the ring for Knicks head coach or anything, like any kind of head coach. But when you listen to his interview, if you could go rewind on Odyssey today, it was around like 12:45 ish. It was a wild interview, dude. Wild interview. I don't see how anyone could give this guy a head coaching job just right off the bat because he doesn't have any experience either. You know what I mean? It's not like he was an assistant coach or anything like that. But like, I appreciate him trying and doing all that. That's great. But oof, he's tough. But yeah, I don't know. On the baseball side of things, it's funny when we were talking about Giancarlo Stanton. I think it was last week, right?
Yeah.
So he's doing rehab assignments now. I guess when they went to Kansas City today, he went down to Tampa. So he's close for coming back. So that's good news. And I don't know if you saw it. I actually read an article on it that Paul Goldschmidt is taking reps at second base right now.
No, I didn't, but I think we mentioned it yesterday, right? Where they said he was taking, we talked about it because we had heard it on the radio that he was taking reps. But why is he taking reps at second base?
I guess just for more flexibility, because DJ LeMahieu has not been doing so bad like he used to be doing. He's actually been hitting a little bit better in the last week or so. So like he's maybe just getting in a groove, but maybe I feel like Giancarlo Stanton's probably going to be up sooner than later. Like I don't think they're going to waste him for more than a couple games down in AAA, and they're going to have a problem mixing and matching with Ben Rice and Goldie in that lineup. They want those two guys definitely in the lineup every day.
So putting Goldie at second so Ben can play first?
Correct. Which is not a bad idea. I might have went and done something a little differently. Whereas I'd almost give Austin Wells a day or two off more because he hasn't really been hitting well.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to go with...
Ben Rice can catch.
Of 3 catches, though? I mean, if you're telling me that Escara goes away, then I get it.
You could do that, but what I ultimately be is it's just another way to get Ben Rice in the lineup. Like,
yeah, but you're not going to have a rotation with 3 catchers.
Why not? Why not? If he could do it, and if the pitchers have been doing really well, so there's that argument you could have is where like don't mess with the catchers right now.
Right, and who's Escara been catching for?
I think it's been Rodon.
Rodon,
I
right?
think so. Yeah.
So now, which pitcher do you take their catcher away from them to give Ben Rice?
You know who I would do it to because I feel like he's the one guy that would be able to be fine with it. It'd be Max Fried. You know what I mean? But it's just the way where like you'll have Goldie at first, Giancarlo as DH, and Ben Rice catching. That's just another way to get the guy into the lineup. And listen, they may still do that, but they may also do what they want to do and put Goldie at second.
That's what I would do. I mean, listen,
I just don't want to make the defense weaker, and at least Ben Rice was a natural catcher in their minor league system, so he should know how to catch these guys a little bit. And he actually even caught one game this year. It wasn't the whole game, but they had to get him behind the plate. And I forget what game it was. It might have been a blowout, so don't quote me. It might have been just someone to save Austin Wells or even J.C. Escaria. But I don't know. It's something that I was just thinking about, because do you want to, not to say Goldie can't catch a ground ball. He's a first baseman. He should be able to do that. But do we want to sacrifice our defense yet again? We're already doing that kind of, not really at third base because Jazz played a little bit last year, but he's not a prototypical third baseman either.
Yeah. And
you got DJ at second who can field really well at second base. He's a Gold Glove second baseman. So do we really want to mess with that? I don't know.
Yeah, and then it's all about how whose bat is gonna, what are you gonna benefit from more? DJ's defense at second base or Ben Rice being in the lineup every day? The way he's been hitting, I'm thinking Ben Rice being in the lineup every
You're
day.
not wrong. It's just, I guess it's a good problem to have in the next couple days.
Yeah, and listen, it's not like Stanton's going to be playing every game to start with either, I don't think, right?
No, probably not. And it's probably a good thing to get some of these guys some rest, where you could put Goldie on the bench for a day, have Ben Rice at first, and have Giancarlo DH, and then Giancarlo take a day.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't ever remember seeing a team that had a rotation of 3 catchers before.
No, I've never seen. I don't think I've ever seen it either. But it's just I think you're thinking of as him being the third catcher. I'm just thinking of him as a utility infielder / catcher.
Yeah.
Like first base catcher. So because I wouldn't be saying this if Austin Wells was hitting like 250 even. He's hitting like 206. Like I don't need an automatic out when I could have someone in there with quality at bats. And he did this last year too, so maybe he'll come around. He didn't have the best first half and came around in the second half and had a really good second half. But I can't wait for him all year. You know what I mean? Like, does he need rest? Does he not? Is he getting banged up back there? Is that why he's not hitting well? And it's only to spell him a day here and there, but to get also another option in on the lineup is what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? They probably won't even do it. So it's just something that I threw out there. That's all I'm saying. Because other than that, I don't know if did you see any of the. I don't know if you saw the Mets games. I didn't get a chance to watch the Mets, but they were playing the Rockies. But the Yankees played the Red Sox this weekend. So there were some spots where some of these guys could have done damage against the Red Sox, and we could have won these last 2 games. And they came up empty. And Austin Wells was one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's. Listen, Max Fried had his clunker in LA. Now Rodon has his clunker against the Red Sox. But, we could have came back and won that game.
Yeah.
Especially the last one. We had guys on all over the place. And, they just didn't get it done. Especially with runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Like, we had, who was it? It was second and third. I think it was 1 out. And it might have been Volpe, or was it Jazz, and then Austin Wells. Neither one of them, whoever was in the bottom of that lineup, they didn't come through with less than 1 out. All they needed was a sacrifice fly, dude, get a run, and spell something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just didn't come through. And Boston's not that good, dude.
Yeah.
That was a 4-game series?
No, it was 3. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, so they lost to it. Okay.
Yeah, they won the first one, and they were all offensive games. It was
And it's tough. It's tough to get beat up a bit by a team like the Red Sox who aren't doing so well now have to go face Kansas City, who obviously is a good team, and we've been struggling against KC. I think not struggling, but
we've been winning by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of these 2-1 games, 3-2 games.
the only good thing is I just heard on the radio on the way here, Max Fried has pitched 7 games so far this season after a Yankee loss, and they've won all 7 of them. Max Fried is 6-0 in those 7 games with a 0.50 ERA.
Well, he's gonna need it today because the guy that they're going against today, even though he's only had 5 starts, is pitching to a .056 ERA
Oh,
and
really?
5 starts. So yeah, to think that Max Fried is the lesser of 2 evils, I guess, in this game is crazy to me. Getting to I want to get back to Kansas City, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. Getting to the Mets over the weekend. I don't know if you saw the games, but they did exactly what they're supposed to do, correct?
Right. Yeah, they swept. I saw some of it, but it looked like they won pretty handedly for the most part.
And Pete Alonso's back on fire, which is really good for you guys.
Yeah, I think he likes playing in Denver. He always seems to hit a few.
He's I'll tell you what, he's been doing really well recently, and he's like, he took a little bit of a slide because he was batting, I want to say it was like 320, 330, and he went down to like 280 something, and now he's back over 300. And what's impressive to me is he only has 17 home runs, but 61 RBIs.
Yeah.
Which means he's making good contact and he's getting big base hits.
Timely spots.
Yes, exactly, which was a problem.
I heard somebody on the radio the other day, real quick, saying, you know, is it time for the Mets to tear up that contract and re-sign him now?
It's funny you said that. That must have been yesterday, or earlier today, or whatever. Because I heard a similar thing that they were saying that too, and I don't think he will. But like at this point, how do you not give him a new contract? Like he should opt out. He should be like, hey guys,
Hell yeah.
you know, I bet on myself last year and lost out, and you gave me a shit deal, and now I've done really well. Because he's gonna have, even if he slumps a little bit, he's gonna still have a monster year. He might not have the 40 home runs, but he's easily gonna get over 100 RBIs without question.
Oh,
without question. It's just how far is he gonna go? You know what I mean? And all his other numbers are pretty legit. You know what I mean? Like 17 home runs right now is good. You could see him 35 approaching 40, which is, you know, great. As long as he keeps that batting average up, like there's nobody else that's going to be really a free agent next year at first base. So people
think he's going to get some serious offers.
Yeah, he's going to get it from somewhere, and you know, he's got Scott Boras as his.
And I hope for him that it ends up costing the Mets way more than it would have if they just did the right thing for him last year.
I agree. I concur with that, and it's a shame sometimes that this kind of stuff happens. But you know, me not being a Met fan, I'm still happy for the guy. Like, do whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? It's a good look for him. You know, because Juan Soto's not doing that well, or I shouldn't even say it like that. He's not doing good at all. So, you know, besides his walks, he's batting 244, 11 home runs, and 31 RBIs. So, I mean, we're not quite in the halfway middle of the season yet, but by the end of this month, like,
you know what I'm
you'll
surprised at? Like, for all the talk that we have to hear about Soto and this year and last year, this year, you never hear anybody, or at least I haven't seen or heard anybody do like a tracker of, oh, here's what his stats are today. This is what they were this date last year.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. They should have that somewhere. But not, you never hear about it. What I'm getting tired of hearing, and I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, but it won't go away, is this, and now there's a third person in the mix, this Judge, Ohtani, and Bobby Witt Jr. comparison. Like, what has Bobby Witt done that makes him the best player in baseball?
Well,
did I miss it?
I mean,
No, don't get me wrong. He's a superstar.
Right.
But for you to even compare them to either one of those guys, are you out of your mind?
Right.
You know? Like, I don't understand. Like, he hasn't won anything. You know, and granted, neither did Judge, like, World Series-wise. But he hasn't even won an MVP or, you know, any of these, like, you know, awards, like a batting title or a home run title.
Well, I mean,
he's a silver slugger, I'm sure. Maybe even a platinum slugger.
And he's only been in the league a couple of years, and I mean, I think he was close to. Wasn't he like second in MVP last year?
He might have been. But you know, I'm looking at the rankings, and I don't see him anywhere.
Yeah, I think he started off really well, and then has taken a bit of a.
Like, I'm trying to look for him on home runs. I don't even see him for that.
He's batting .291, 8 home runs, 37 ribbies, 842 OPS. So he's not even in the top 20 of any category.
No, so what are we talking about?
Well, I mean,
how about this? And I just caught this right now. Bobby Witt has 37 RBIs, right? And you said he's batting, what, 291, which is respectable.
Yeah.
21 stolen bases, fine. You know, he's a little above his career average, but he's only like we said, he's only been in the league since 2022. So this is his 4th year.
Correct.
Right? You know how many RBIs Volpe has?
More than him?
The same. Which I find that kind of intriguing to me because they're, at least as of right now, the only difference in these two guys' stat line is average and stolen bases.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You know, this is only his 4th season, and he has gotten, like, significantly better each season.
Agreed.
So, I mean, look, last year he had 125 runs scored, 211 hits, 45 doubles, 11 triples, 32 homers, 109 ribbies, 31 stolen bases, and he batted .332.
Solid numbers last year. Yeah, solid numbers last year. But why are we comparing him to Judge and Ohtani this year when Judge is literally hitting 100 points higher than him?
And he plays shortstop, too.
Right. No, shortstop, I'll give him that. It's one of the harder positions to play. But, you know, I don't understand why people think him. The only close person to Judge right now on this planet is Ohtani. And it's not even that close because if you look at the numbers, Judge beats him in every single category. You know what I mean? And I think they're tied for home runs right now. They're tied with 23 home runs. And right now, what's the catcher's name from Seattle right now?
Raleigh.
Thank you.
Kyle Raleigh.
I keep forgetting how to pronounce it. Raleigh. He's having a monster year home run wise. But at what point do we see him slump and not hit a home run for like 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden Judge and Ohtani have 35 home runs and he's sitting at 28 home runs? You know what I mean? Like it's almost unfair to him that he's catching every day, because at some point he's gonna get into that slump, and you know they all do. You know, so what's gonna happen when that happens, right? And you know, his Mariners are only 1 game above 500. So, you know, you can't really consider him an MVP just yet unless, you know, his team overtakes the damn Astros in the West and makes it to the playoffs, and he's a huge part of it. Like, he hits 50-something bombs and all that jazz. But I'll give Evan Roberts a little bit of credit because he's a huge Met fan. He was actually sticking up for Judge against Tommy.
He's been adamant about it forever now, since last year.
Yeah, but I'm at least as an objective Met fan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where he'll give Aaron Judge the props and not just be like a Tommy Lou guy that just hates on Judge so much.
I mean,
you know, he's going to say
Bobbywittjr.
Bobbywittjr.
reason why the last couple of years that you could have even made the argument that Ohtani was better is because he was doing both things, but he hasn't done both things in 1.5 years now.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, and that's his main argument as well. And he even said, and you know, and to quote him, if that changes, it could be different. Now, it also all depends how good of a pitcher he is when he comes back from, you know, the Tommy John and all that. Because if he's pitching to an 8 ERA, then it doesn't really matter. But, you know, whatever. Other than the weekend, the Yankees are still doing their thing. Same thing with the Mets. The Mets were the first team in the National League to 40 wins, so congrats.
Nice.
That was really nice. The Rockies came in right at the right time for the Mets to just beat the balls over.
Shohei Ohtani, I just looked it up. He has 23 home runs and 39 RBIs. And he's being protected. You got to keep in mind. Who has he got surrounding him?
Mookie Betts and Freeman.
And he's got 39 RBIs with 23 home runs.
That means, yeah, they're all like basically solo shots, right?
Whereas Judge has nobody protecting him.
Right.
Really. Or at least nowhere similar to that.
Right.
And he's got
55 RBIs. Yeah. So a lot of his home runs are solo shots, I guess, too. And speaking of Freddie Freeman, is he a monster or what? You see what he's batting right now?
Yeah.
Like, and what's funny to me is I do this to myself all the time, but I'm going to do it again because I look at this like every couple days. So you got Judge is hitting a...
And here, well, I guess, you know, it kind of makes sense, but
Go ahead.
Freeman has 9 home runs and 41 RBIs.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. He's hitting 360s. He's getting more hits.
Right.
He's like a Pete Alonso.
He's bringing in
He's
Betts
hitting,
and Ohtani.
and he's a hitting machine. Like just the other day, he walked it off against somebody. I don't remember who it was, but he came up and won the game, just like he did to the Yankees in Game 1. But
And he's 35 years old.
yeah, it's insane. That's what I'm saying. He's a machine. He's almost like DJ LeMayo, but better. And we used to call him the machine. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. And he's last time I checked, he was hitting 361. Now he's hitting 351. And he's 35 years old, right? And the year that Aaron Judge is like hitting around 400, you got this guy Wilson on the Athletics who's hitting 366. And then Freeman's next at 351. And then there's a huge drop off. You got Jose Ramirez hitting 333. But he's 35 years old and he's hitting 350?
Yeah, and he's having by far his best years, too.
Yeah. Isn't that insane?
Last year wasn't so hot.
Unbelievable. And I want to know who this Wilson kid is on the Athletics. Like, when did he become a thing? Oh, this is only his second year.
Yeah, do we even know who any of the people on the?
Not really. I mean, they're basically a minor league team, but they have potential, though. Oh, last year he hit 250. Oh, he didn't really play. He only played 28 games last year. So he's a rookie this year, that guy Wilson, on the Athletics. Jacob Wilson. He's having a monster year early on, dude.
That's some start, yeah.
Right? He's got 93 hits, 15 doubles, 8 homers, 38 RBIs. He doesn't really walk much. He only got 14 walks. It's kind of low. But he's hitting 366.
Yeah, he's only got 16 strikeouts.
Yeah, that's really good. And he's had 11 3-hit games so far this season.
Wow.
He's the only one better than Judge. I think Judge has 9.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they come in bunches for him. So he's off to a really good start.
The thing is don't forget we're at a point now. I think we talked about this last week, where we're at a point in the season with the number of at bats that the average is only going up and down.
Yeah, 2 or 1 points.
Right. So.
I think it goes up 2, down 1, right as of right now. But yeah, it's kind of wild so far this season, and you know, I don't know if this is high or low. It's probably still low, but only 16 people are hitting above 300. Let's see. Oh, well, maybe a little bit more. Let's see. 6. No, yeah, 16 people. And you got a couple guys hitting 290 and above. Bobby Witt is one of the last ones to do that, but yeah, not a lot of people hitting above 300. Yet we still have 2 guys hitting over 300 in our lineup, which is pretty good.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not terrible because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For all of 2024, you only had 7 guys over 300.
All of 2024?
Yeah. And
Wow.
You had a couple of guys. One guy at 299 and a couple of guys at 295. But
Wow.
only 7 guys finished the season over 300.
Which makes you think that some of these guys that are on that list are going to dip down into 300 and never come back up.
Yeah.
So
Bobby Witt Jr. was the batting champion last year at 332.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't even know that. Oh, you know what? He missed it. Judge just missed that because didn't Judge hit like 320 something or something like that?
322, yeah.
Yeah, so he just missed it by 5 hits or so. That's tough. So who do well, we got the Kansas City Royals. Who are the Mets playing?
The Nationals?
Oh, that's right. You're right. The Nationals for 3 games. So they got to get fat against the Nationals too. The Nationals are still under 500. Can you believe the Braves are still under 500? They got 2 500 and then they lost a whole bunch of games to a bunch of teams. They're terrible right now. It's so bad. Jesus. And they play Milwaukee now. Oh. Their last 10, the Braves are 2-8.
I saw Philly fell back a few games from the Mets. Too.
Yeah, because they're also 2-8 in their last 10.
Is Harper out?
I thought I saw something on Harper the other day. I'm not sure.
I saw he did get hit by I think Strider on the Braves, but I think that was last week or the week before.
So I got this new thing that I've been doing that I find some, on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. So I'm gonna call them my diamond facts. So who do you think right now is leading all of baseball in attendance? This should be easy.
In attendance?
In attendance.
The Yankees?
Yeah, that's gonna be my guess.
No. And I was shocked when I saw this, right? So the Yankees are fourth. Do you care to guess who are 3 teams above them? No
Well,
cheating.
Cubs.
Nope.
It's got to be teams with these huge stadiums. I can't remember. Does Dodger Stadium hold a ton of people?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
They're number 1.
Okay.
And the funny thing is their 2025 total stadium capacity is exactly 56,000.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with.
Yeah, they're probably the largest, right?
Yeah.
Capacity wise.
Yep. And their attendance per game is 50,000 up till June 1st.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but they have the capacity to go to 50,000. There's not one other ballpark that is close to 50,000.
I thought Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium is 46,537.
The capacity?
Yep. Total 2025 total capacity.
Oh, I thought it was 50,000.
No, I mean in the playoffs you'll probably get more standing room only seats and all that stuff, so it'll go up a couple hundred. But seats, it says total capacity is 46,537. So in second place you got the San Diego Padres. This is funny to me
It's a
though.
nice ballpark.
I've been on the outside. I've seen the outside. I've never been on the inside.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, I heard. Everyone that's been there says that, and I want to make it a point to get out there again and actually go during the summer to see it. But their total capacity for 2025 is only 39,860.
But they sell out every game.
They sell out almost every game.
Wow.
Their attendance. Actually, here's the funny thing. Their attendance last year up until June 1st, because has a couple tabs, was 39,639. So just basically 200 shy of total capacity, right? Which is insane. Their attendance this year, which this can't make sense, but maybe this is why I'm throwing it out there. Their total attendance up till June 1st is 42,014. So how are they fitting more people than their stadium capacity?
Because they probably did
Sell
like
more
we're
tickets?
doing with the standing only.
So they just do that every game,
Yeah.
and they just get even more people.
Yeah, and don't forget, Petco Park is right in downtown San Diego, so I'm sure you get a bunch of tourists that are visiting go there, and it's probably, I mean, I don't know because it's been so long, but probably not as expensive to go to a game there than it is here, like
Right.
anything else.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But the fact that it's right in downtown, so like all the businesses and stuff, I'm sure they all go. So that's Dodgers, Padres, and then who's third?
Phillies,
Makes sense. Phillies is a bigger stadium too, or
smaller than Yankee Stadium by about almost 4,000 seats. They got 42,901.
right?
But their attendance June 1st of this year, up until June 1st, their average is 41,114.
So who's averaging the most per game?
per
The
game? It's the
Dodgers?
Dodgers. Yeah.
And then Yankees are second.
No, the Yankees are still fourth. They come in at 40,800.
Why do I feel like I've heard way different numbers than that?
Well, we get homework
And-
assignment
and
because
the
I always
Mets-
thought the Yankees maxed out on that,
And the
Every year.
Mets,
or right behind them at the Yankees.
I could have sworn I heard like the Mets do like 36,000.
They do 37,500.
Oh, okay.
They're just the next one in the list, and then it goes down.
Gotcha.
Then Braves, Cubs, Giants, Angels, so on and so on and so on. But
And the A's and Rays are drawing what, like 6,000 a game?
it's funny you would ask that because that's the first thing I went to look at because of the AAA
Uh-huh.
facilities. They're both at the bottom. The Tampa Bay Rays are the bottom of the barrel at they can only fit a little over 11,000. They average 9,800.
Oh, I guarantee you, if you look at last year when they were in their own stadium, they didn't average that much.
So last year, up until June 1st, was 15,980.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's still the bottom of the barrel, you know what I mean? The A's are actually even worse than the Rays last year. The A's are actually slightly better, but like literally by 300. They're like 10,167. And they also have 3 more thousand seats in that stadium. But yeah, you're right. What's sad and pathetic is the Marlins are the next team, and they're in their stadium. So, you know, if anything, this is good to find out which teams are going to move.
Which is funny, because I guess it depends, like, for the Marlins, where exactly their stadium is, because I'm not sure. But you would think the Marlins, because they're somewhere in Miami, right?
Yeah.
You would think that they would be similar to the Padres in Petco Park, because one, a lot of tourists go to Miami, and you would think that it's probably cheap to go, relatively inexpensive to go to a game. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
You're probably not wrong, and if we looked them up, we'd probably get tickets on the field level for like $50. Mm-hmm. I think the problem there is there's just so much to do in Miami, and they're not good. Like, at least the Padres are good. People want to go see a good baseball game. Why do you want to go to the Marlins and see a bad baseball game? You know, that could be that's the only thing, because you look at the bottom of this list, besides the Twins and Royals,
But you would think that
they're all loser teams.
Just as much in the same shit to do in San Diego that there is in Miami, right?
Well, yes, but like, I guess for San Diego, if you wanted to go to the beach, you'd have to travel a little bit for it. It's not like right there, right by the stadium, is it? Because I don't remember it being right by the stadium. Like, there's water by there, but it's all docks. Right. From what I remember, it's not really like a beach.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, even if you ask me, would I want to see the lazy Marlins?
Fucking bums.
Right. Well, that's new. That's new there. That's a new thing there in San Diego. Because I was there in 2018, there were no bums. Now it's because of what's going on in California, which is sad.
Spilling over. From
San Francisco
and else in California.
Agreed. And that was interesting. So that's why I brought that out. And here's my other diamond fact. You guys are gonna love this. So it's Randy Johnson, right? He was asked, "Why don't you own a gun?" He's like, his answer was, he's like, "I don't own a gun, but I keep a bag of baseballs near our bed. If someone breaks in, they are better to be wearing a batting helmet because I'm going to throw at their heads." How awesome is that? And I don't know if you can see it, but look at the face. I don't know. How funny is that?
Yeah, he's not kidding.
Yeah, but I thought that was funny. And he actually did a really nice thing, which is why I saved this. They wanted to retire his number along with Ichiro because they say the same number. So he deferred to do it next year and let Ichiro do it this year so he could have his own day.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I got for my diamond facts.
And we're talking about in Seattle, not Yankees, right?
Correct. I don't think either one of them would happen for the Yankee Stadium. Plus, we also have enough. There's still probably a bunch of people ahead of them if we're gonna save some numbers. But yeah, that's all I got for my diamond facts. I hope you enjoyed them.
Yeah, very nice. Enjoyed it.
Very nice addition.
Thanks. That might be a new segment. I don't know. We'll see. Last but not least, the TV shows. I finished Mobland.
Okay, and
wrapped it up in like 4 days. It was awesome, but I'm in agreement with the Wanderer. The last episode didn't do it for me.
What?
It was lackluster to me. It was lackluster. Like they didn't Pierce Brosnan goes to jail, which is fine with the wife, Maeve. What's his name gets stabbed, and then you don't see anything with him ever again. Like
but what about the fact that the son just totally flipped?
Oh, he tried to kill his mom.
Right, and
you talk about Eddie,
and how? No,
or Kevin. Right,
and how he's basically, telling his parents that you guys are fucked when you get out.
Right.
Yeah.
But to me, the best episode was the 9th episode, where all the craziness happened.
I mean,
that should have happened in 10. They should have figured out a way to get that into 10. I didn't really like 10 as much as I like 9.
You can come up with anything negative about that show.
No, I'm not saying it was negative. It was just
sick.
It's not a negative comment. I just think the 9th episode was so good that the 10th lacked luster. Like, I wanted to see what they were gonna like. They tied it off okay, where the son Kevin is taking over. They have that twist with his son Eddie.
Well, that's what I think it is. I don't think that they tied off anything. I think they just left all this room for you to now think about it and what's behind it all, what's all the meaning about. Because I think it could go many different ways.
Oh, that's the only good thing. You're 100% right.
Is the father really fucking lost it and just a fucking tool bag at this point? Or is he playing the game right now? And then, the mom, we know the mom is just the biggest traitor of them all. So
right.
is the dad gonna come to his senses and figure this out and whack the mom, or is he just plotting all this while he's sitting in jail? I don't know. I thought they did a good job where they left a lot of room for interpretation.
Definitely. And if they have a season 2, which they didn't sign up for yet, because I looked at it, I didn't see that there's a season 2 yet. But I'm sure there will be. Like me and Wanda were talking before you got here. They could go anywhere with the second season that they want to, which is good. I just wanted to see more of, like, what happened to Harry after he got stabbed. Like, he's cool with Kevin, but right now Maeve is, like, trying to figure out ways for, Eddie to screw with the family because she wants him to take over because he's equally as crazy as her. You're right. It could go anywhere, which is why I'm definitely going to watch the second season. I just thought episode 9 was so crazy. I thought there was going to be... And someone else told me that, the ending was crazy. So maybe that's why when I watched it, I was like, that's not that crazy. So maybe that's why it was a little lackluster for me. You got to remember, I watched 9 and 10 together. So to me, it was like just one big thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to wait a weekend. Maybe that's when you binge watch it. Sometimes that's what happens, and I'm okay with it. Definitely a great show. It was definitely worth the watch. I watched the new movie on Disney Plus. We were also talking about. It's an animated Predator movie. Phenomenal. Hour and 20 minutes, nice and quick and easy. It's called Predator Killer of Killers. Beautiful. And they got the Alien. We were talking about. They got the Alien TV show coming out on. I think it's FX, right?
Yeah.
FX, and then they have another Predator movie called Predator Badlands, which isn't animated, that looks like it's going to be insane. So it was a good start up to the summer with all the movies that's going to be coming out. I did that. I started also watching your other show, Your Friends and Neighbors.
Okay.
I'm halfway through that right now, so next week we'll talk more about it, but good so far. I kind of like how in every episode, at least the first 4 that I've watched, it starts off with a little bit about his family and his life, and then at the end, he's always stealing from somebody. Yeah. At the end of every episode, he's like, whoop! And then ends the episode.
It basically goes that way to the end.
Yeah, so I kind of like that. Like, you see a little bit of good, you see a little bit of bad, and then wrapped in a bow. That's all I got. Anyone got anything?
No, I haven't really. Did I watch anything? Obviously, nothing interesting.
Okay, you're totally useless. Wanda, help us out here.
I've been slacking a bit. I think I only watched like a couple episodes this week. I watched another episode of that Eat or Not. However you say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good, but I'm only 2 episodes in, and then I think I watched another episode of season 2 of The Rehearsal. So I've definitely been slacking in terms of
The Rehearsal?
Yeah. That's on HBO. It's Nathan Fielder show. It's kind of weird, but it's all right.
What's it about?
It's hard to explain. He creates these. Well, I think in the first season, it's more like he was giving people an opportunity to do something that they wanted to do kind of over or in a different situation. It's hard to explain.
Okay, but you like it?
Yeah. I like the first season better so far, but the second season I still got at least a few episodes to go.
All right.
What is it? Something coming out soon?
There's a lot of things coming out soon, pal. What are you talking about? Movies or TV
No,
shows?
shows that like existing shows that are coming out with new seasons.
Stranger Things isn't until later in the year. I don't know what
I
else.
thought that was coming out soon.
No.
Mm.
Because it's only 3 episodes, so they're dropping one. They're hour and a halves, I think. They're not. It's like one here, one there, one here,
Oh.
and then that's it. Yeah.
And then it's done.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If it's not 3, it's very short. It might be like 5 or 6, and they're each an hour and a half. But I could have swore it was like 3 or
Wasn't there
4.
another show that we were talking about recently that part 1 came out? Now we're just waiting for part 2.
Squid Games, maybe?
Oh, did the second season they split that up?
I don't know if they split it up. This is the 3rd season. Comes out this month at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I guess the last notes that we forgot to talk about, I'm not even going to talk about, I'm just going to mention it, is Aaron Rodgers is a Pittsburgh Steeler, and apparently he got secretly married to somebody we don't know yet.
Is it the chick that he was dating, the one that
Maybe.
father owns the Bucks?
Yeah, maybe they haven't said yet.
No, kidding.
He just said I got married over the weekend or something like that, or over the summer, whatever, I don't know.
I think.
I'm not getting into it.
It's gotten to the point where nobody really gives a fuck.
Exactly. I even lost all my energy with this guy. Like, just go be terrible with the Steelers. Wander, let's bring this home and wrap it up in a
Have
bow.
One selection, as usual. We're going with Bruiser Wolf with Potluck. So that's the pick for this week.
Awesome. All right, folks, that's it for this week. We'll hopefully see you next week. Enjoy your week and enjoy the little bit of nice weather that we have. Enjoy.
Yeah, hopefully it gets nice. Take care.
Have a good one.
Later.